Hey everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another Legos video. This is actually my second Lego video in the series, and I had so much fun building that Concorde that I just knew I had to get another kit as soon as possible. So I was at Walmart the other day and I noticed that they had a Formula One set, and what's interesting is from what I saw on the shelf, they had all, I want to say 6 or 8, I think it was 8 models that Hot Wheels also produced for their 2025 collection. So maybe some work in conglomeration with one another, I'm not sure. But how ironic that they have the same teams. So I picked up the McLaren Formula One team car. This will be the first of, again, many, I hope. This only has 269 pieces. I say that after building the Concorde, which had over 2,000. But very good looking car. It's got all the, again, the labels, the decals, the sponsorships, everything. I can imagine that this was tricky to get the licensing from all the individual companies, but they did it. They did it quite well. So here's what the car is going to look like. Here's the back of the box. I like the helmet. Even comes with a little, looks like removable steering wheel. Pretty cool. So we will just go ahead and get right into it and see what this kit's all about. I'm not sure. There's all sorts of different folds in this box. I'm not sure exactly how you are to open it. I think the back actually peels back. Oh, well, there's a button. Or not a button, but a place to push. It says push right here with your finger. There we go. Ah, okay. That did it. Okay, I'll have to remember that for the next kit. Alright, let's get all the parts out. Let's see what we got. Box is empty. Those tires are pretty big. I'm impressed with the size of them. So this car is going to be pretty big. So it looks like we've got maybe 6 bags here. There's, looks like the frame. Oh, okay, we have to put the decals on. I see. Unlike the Concorde that had them already imprinted on the plastic, here we're going to be, looks like, just doing some decal work. Here's the manual. Just a quick little breeze through of what it's going to look like. This is going to be fun. All right, well, let me clear the board. Let me get pack 1 out and ready to go, and we will start building the Lego Speed Champions McLaren Formula One car. Okay, interestingly enough, the instructions in step 1 call for opening bags 1 and 2, so I'm just going to do a combination 1 and 2. Looks like we're going to be building the driver first. That's pretty cool. So let me go ahead and get bags 1 and 2 open. Let's see, we'll do 1 on this side and 2 on this side, and then I'll sort through it and figure out what's what, because what's interesting is the driver is in bag 2, yet that's the first step of the build. So interesting how they numbered those. So okay, the parts are all here. I'm going to sort through, figure out what's what, and we will be right back. Okay, stages 1 and 2 are done, and I gotta admit, it was more complicated than I thought it would be, which is good because I love a challenge, and if these were too easy, I'd feel like I'm just playing with a kid's toy. But it is really coming along. As you can see, I did have to put some decals on. Now, had I known we were going to put decals on this stage, I probably would have gone out and grabbed my tweezers, which I didn't have with me, so I did these by hand, which they came out okay, but moving forward, I think it'll be easier to use tweezers. There are some moving parts, which I'm not quite sure about. These little legs here fold down. Now, I'm not wondering if this is some sort of jack, because I know the cars come in, they jack up, and then they change tires. I just don't know what that could be if it's not a jack. There are some rotating, it's like the sides here rotate. I'm not quite sure to what extent. The picture shows them in, so hopefully there'll be something to keep them in, because they kind of want to fall back out. But the decals came out well. The parts went together well. I am a little confused as to why, buried up in there is actually one of these like clearish blue colored pieces, but it's completely buried back up inside there and you can't see it. So I'm wondering, why do they make the effort of making you do that? I don't know. But I don't make the rules. I just make the models. Still a fun build. This one took a while. Now remember, this is stages 1 and 2. So the combination of the two took 31 minutes. Now I will tell you, there is no rhyme or reason for bags 1 and 2. I tried to keep them separate, and like within the same step, it would say, okay, get 2 of these and 1 of those. They were mixed matched. I just had to kind of go back and forth. So eventually, moving forward, I'm probably just going to combine all the bags, because there is no difference between 1 and 2, and I'm guessing 3 and 4 is going to have the same issue. This was actually the second part of what we built. The first thing we did was have to build the little driver. Now, they show you putting this wrench in his hand. However, I would love to have this guy in the car when it comes time to it. So probably have to drop the wrench at some point. Now they give you an option if you want to do the helmet on the head or a full head of hair. Some interesting spikes going on there, but I elected to go with the helmet because I want to make this like race ready. So I'm not sure what we're going to do with the wrench. At some point we'll probably have to just set it aside, but the driver's pretty cool. So we'll set him there. And now we're going to get bags 3 and 4. Here we go. Looks like more of the same. Now this one does have some printed decals on. Interesting. I'm not quite sure what all's in here yet, but and the decals, I'll show you what I did take off the decals. The side panels here, and then there were these 2 smaller pieces that mounted like right in here. So, but again, I'm going to go get my tweezers to make this a little easier, because some of these are pretty tiny. So we'll move forward. Let me get through bags 3 and 4, and then we will come back and show you the progress. Okay, stages 3 and 4 are complete, and as you can see now, it is really starting to look like a race car. We're definitely focusing on the rear end here as of these 2 stages. We got the rear wing done. We've got the rear axles in for the wheels. That was a little tricky. There's some intricate parts that only fit one way, but once you get them in, you know you got them right. We also worked a little bit on the seat. A lot of little decals we did. Again, not a huge fan of the stickers, but you know, sometimes you just gotta put forth the work, and that's what we're doing here. But when you do build a Lego kit that's pre-printed, you get spoiled really quick. But no, it's looking really good. There's a side profile shot, and I will tell you that the driver has taken the helmet off, went to his hair, and he's acting as shop supervisor now. So he's been kind of directing me, which is evident because that took me 36 minutes. That was longer than the first 2 stages, but remember, you got to break these up into 2 stages, because 3 and 4 turn into 1 video segment. These were the leftover parts. I do like how they give you little extras on the small stuff in case as you're picking them up they go flying across the room. So there's the leftovers, so we'll just add that to our pile. And yeah, so now we are ready for 5 and 6. Let me get those bags out. Now these are the final stages, so at the completion of these 2, we will have a finished race car. So I will quit procrastinating, break open the bags, and we'll get right to work. Okay, the build is complete. You can see the car looks awesome. I really could not be more impressed with how this came out. It's just stunning. I will tell you, I did discover a few things. First of all, let's go ahead and we did have a few extra pieces, including some extra brake lights, an extra side view mirror, and a little spacer. So we'll set those right there. Also, there's what's left of the decal sheet. Not the most fun, but not unbearable either. They actually go pretty quick. But a couple things on the car. One, I do like how the front wheels spin, but the rear wheels don't spin unless you clear these little side pods out. Then it rolls. But every picture I've seen, it kind of has this slanted look to it, which that doesn't even look right. But why would they make them rotatable if you don't rotate them? But when you rotate them, then the wheels touch and they get stuck. So not quite sure what that's all about. There's really no way to snap them into that angle either, so I just don't know. I'll look more into that. I will tell you this though. The mystery has been solved about these little jacks. So what I've discovered is, if you want to display the car flat, you can display the car flat. But if you want to put it on a shelf and lean it toward the viewer, you can just extend one leg of the jack like that, and then the car is slanted facing outward. So I think that's pretty cool. Visually very effective. The halo, where the driver sits, rotates up, so you can drop the driver in, which we are going to do as the final segment of the video. Sorry bud, I'm gonna take the wrench out of your hands, take your hair off, give you a buzz cut here in a second. Okay, get your head straight, drop the helmet on, let's get your hands up like you're holding the steering wheel, and we're going to drop you into the cockpit. Here, let's see if I can hold it up closer to the camera. Look at that steering wheel, by the way. Isn't that cool? There, just sort of popped into place, and then we can lower the halo into the slot there, and he's ready to race. That is too cool. That really bugs me about, well, I guess if they're in tight enough, there's no, I don't know, very interesting. Anyway, I'm going on and on about something I shouldn't really worry about. So there you have it. There is the Lego Formula One McLaren car. There are a total of 9 cars in the set. This was the first one I've built. Not necessarily the first one that they produced, but just happened to be what I got off the shelf. But I will definitely continue the series, hopefully all the way through all 10 of them. So we'll see what's up next. So without that, everybody, I'll let you go. Thanks for watching. God bless, and we will see you in the next video.